We're here again.
We're here again. This will probably, unless we somehow do the podcast next Monday, will be the last podcast for 2 weeks because I'll be leaving town Tuesday and be out of the state the following Tuesday. So everyone watching, the podcast will go on break for a little bit, but then after that, it shouldn't be for the foreseeable future. Okay, so yeah, the podcast is back again. So let's go through everybody's weeks. Mike.
Um, Not really a whole lot to talk about as far as my week goes. It's basically business as usual. The Golden Globes were over the weekend. I didn't catch the whole thing, but I saw some of the clips on YouTube. The biggest thing was last weekend was the premiere of the new Wallace and Gromit film, Vengeance Most Foul. That was
good.
honestly my highlight, and yes, everyone should go see that because it's amazing.
Cracking good toast. That's like all I know about Wallace and Gromit. All right,
Leslie
Bree.
Dale. Week's been pretty
Cheese,
good.
Gromit, cheese.
Holy cheese, Gromit. Anyway, my week's been pretty okay. I just had like some news a little while ago. It's like not great, but you know what? As long as I'm just focusing on me and my mental health, you know, we can kind of work through it. Working on my writing, playing through Legends of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Been having fun with that. Although I hate the stealth sections, would not recommend, especially that stupid like Baka or like Jungle Deku. Like, I just wanted to set them all on fire. Like, I hated that so much. Like, that was like the first time in a while, like, I had like legitimate gamer rage. Well, I was like, wow, I haven't felt that in like a minute. So that was definitely an interesting vibe. And I pre-ordered the Wicked 4K this Blu-ray because that's the one thing I clearly don't have enough of is Wicked merchandise. And yeah.
Nice. They, have they, because I have to do this because it just made me think of Tommy. Have they thought of any Bostonian Wicked merchandise? Because it's Wicked Schmott or Wicked this.
You know, they totally should.
I'm just saying, if they get like a Boston Cream, a Dunkin' Donuts themed Wicked, I don't.
You know, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't, like, legitimately, because they had it like everywhere else. They'd like use Target, like Walmart. So yeah, I kind of feel like they.
There's always
missed
next year
the boat.
or this year.
I know. I still haven't processed that it's like 2025 yet. Like, in all honesty.
No, we were talking about we were talking at work where it's like, or it's like, well, how old are you turning? I'm like 34, and they go, well, can you? Wow, that's crazy. Can you believe you've had your license for almost 20 years? I'm like, that conversation is just gonna stop. No further. We're just done. But I think my favorite thing to come out of Wicked was Ariana Grande recreating that famous TikTok with Jimmy Kimmel. Her sister was a witch! No! She came out of a bubble, Doug!
You know, she's like funny. Have you seen her impression of Jennifer Coolidge?
Mm-hmm. You smell like the 4th of July. I could use a hot dog real bad.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, like low-key, she's funny as hell. Like, if the singing doesn't work out, like, she definitely has like a plan B career.
Oh, absolutely. She's always been really good, and she's good at impersonating people, period. I can't remember what she all did, but she went through a thing on, I want to say it was Jimmy Kimmel, or no, Jimmy Fallon.
One of the Jimmys.
One of the Jimmys, Jimmy Fallon, where she just went through a Rolodex of impersonations, and they were all on just exactly on point. It was ridiculous.
Like, her one of Jennifer Lawrence is like actually like kind of terrifying. Like, straight up, it's like, ugh.
Yes. Okay, it's my week. I turned 34. Whee! But besides that, I played a lot more of Scarlet Nexus. That game is becoming the most Japanese thing I've ever put my hands on. Every new mission I play, it becomes more progressively Japanese written with every waking second. Oh my gosh. Anyone just, I haven't found a short, concise, or even looked for it yet. But just do yourself a favor and go look for a version of the plot of Scarlet Nexus. That's all I have to say. I guess there's an anime. I have not watched it. I heard it's not good, but I'm wondering if that's because people didn't quite understand just how batshit insane that plot gets after a while.
It's probably that.
I mean, it might be that,
boy.
Or, kind of the ratio of, like, video game anime, it's kind of like a mixed bag. I mean, because, like, none of the Persona animes are, like, really that good, so...
What else did I do this week? Worked. Had some friends over for New Year's and played poker till like 2 o'clock in the morning, so that was pretty good. Kicked ass for once. I'm normally not very good at poker. I love playing it, but I'm normally very bad at it. So that was nice. Yeah, not a whole hell of a lot else. Anime coming out a while ago. I think it was one of the Mother's Basements oh boy.
Honestly,
I'll let you know once I watch it if it was production side or just how insane the plot is, because it looks like it's exactly what the game is, because there's straight up animation in the game.
Honestly, I look forward to Jeff's like hottest trash lists, because
Same.
there's like some gems in there, and sometimes I just want to watch stupid stuff. So instead of like going through like mid garbage, I want the creme de la crap.
That's like, I tell you right now, I know I showed this last week. I'm going to show it every time I can. I am cracking into this when I go on vacation, and I can't wait. It's still hard for me to process that I have that in my possession.
In a steelbook, no less.
No, that it's a prized joy. It is not a steelbook, sadly. I have to sadly say that it's not a steelbook, but I have a specialized cover. If I do find a steelbook in the future, I will buy it. And I will graciously give this away to a friend. Because you can never have too many friends with a copy of Ghost Stories. All right, so let's get cracking through... I need to find a plot synopsis for this because I'm still having a hard time.
Yeah, I know. What a perfect birthday present for you, honestly.
I'm still having a...
No, I just... The moment I saw that, it was literally like 3 seconds like after I posted, I was like, oh my god, like...
Yeah.
I was like, Mike, wake up! Wake up!
So, I'm going to read this exactly how it is in Variety's article because this wording is fucking hilarious. This is basically a buy or sell for this, but I have to read this because I thought it was funny. Armie Hammer's comeback is picking up steam after nabbing starring role in Uwe Boll's last film, The Dark Knight. I did not misstep. It is called The Dark Knight.
Oh my god.
There's more to the story too.
The Dark Knight is based on an original script by Bull. Hammer plays Sanders, who takes his justice into his own hands and sets out to hunt down criminals. While his crusade transformed into a social media sensation and a hero in the eyes of the public, the local police chief sees him as a menace and aims to take him down. God, I can't imagine what that sounds like. Minus the social media. The story of The Dark Knight couldn't be a more current topic. I'm excited to bring to life with this excellent cast. Uwe Boll, whose recent films include the crime drama First Shift and the forthcoming migrant crisis thriller Run. While on the film's familiar title might conjure images of a certain Cape Crusader, executive producer Michael Roche pointed out that our film is very different from Chris Nolan, so there's no danger of confusion because our film's gonna suck. I might have ad-libbed that last part, but I felt it in his soul. So, Mike, buy or sell an Uwe Boll film?
I don't even know what to do with this information, except
Come on,
this.
be
I have to point something out. A while ago, maybe like a couple weeks ago, there was an interview with Armie Hammer saying like, "Oh, I can't wait to get back into the business. I've already turned down several projects, and yet
it shows."
yeah. So this is obviously a sell.
What are we doing? Bree, tell me why I should watch this movie.
Well, watch might not be the correct word. I would guess experience it, because hold on, you got Cannibal Boy and Uwe Ball. Just what a match made in heaven. Just the YouTubers' pocketbooks were feeling quite empty because January is generally a general time to upload videos. And boy, what a blessing. What a gift. We should be thanking Uwe Boll, the true savior of cinema.
I'm just gonna, because I can. Uwe Boll IMDb. We're just gonna take a scroll through this treasure trove. Let's see. My God, how has he been making films regularly? Okay, German fried movie. Let's see. Where do you start getting good? Where are they? House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark, Blood Rain. Does anyone remember Postal? That was a great adaptation. Remember when video game movies were good? Alone in the Dark 2, Far Cry, Rampage, The Final Storm, Blood Rain again, Blood Rain the Third Reich? What?
Like, my friend Gio texted me, he's like, wait, Uwe Ball's still making films? Like, not even the Armie Hammer stuff, like, that part didn't even process, but his comment after I introduced that, he's like, oh, this is going to be a special kind of film.
He made a sequel to Rampage called Rampage Capital Punishment, Land of the Free and Home of the Insane. He's a filmmaker. Rampage President Down. Wow, he has a film called The Decline. That's funny. Anyway, and it came out in 2020. That's even more apropos. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to move that out of buy or sell and put that in the actual honest to God topics, because that's something. All right, Mike, buy or sell. Pooniverse Monsters Assemble will feature Peter Pan as one of the big villains.
Boy, we're getting a bunch of winners, aren't we?
This topic just feels very January.
Okay, they tried twice to make the Dark Universe. How is this being more successful?
Because it cost a ham sandwich.
No, half a ham sandwich.
Half a ham sandwich.
There is a universe based upon killers from the 1,000. Is it 100?
100 Acre Woods.
No, you were right.
100 Acre Wood and Sonic. But yet, they can't make the most classic characters in cinema history work.
Hey.
With Tom Cruise!
Now, to be fair, technically the Dark Universe is happening. It's just now a single land down in Florida. But seriously, that ride looks really cool, and I kind of want to ride it.
I'm seated for the killer children stories.
Oh, hey, Manny.
And that's just the one that Manny writes in his spare time.
Speaking of which, this is just a quick aside. Popeye is now in the public domain as of this year.
Weren't they already working on, or had plans for something? Or am I wrong about that?
I think they were just waiting for January 2025 to roll around so they could finally get the production going on Popeye the Slayer Man.
I cannot wait for Popeye to be using actual steroids in this movie.
Oh, God damn it.
Popeye Sinister Spinach. No! His villains can be called the Spinach Six!
Oh God. Well, hey, it's a public domain. I mean, technically, we can do it. We don't have to ask anyone.
I can't wait for...
No, let's just write it. Like, we could do it for $100. We'll figure it out. It's just, we can take turns. I don't know.
Olive Oil is going to be a stripper with a heart of gold. I can't... Who is, not Buford? Oh,
Bluto?
Bluto! Yeah, I can't wait for, I'm trying to come up with it in my head, and I don't know if it'll match how stupid this is going to be. But I'm, like, matching my expectations. People that don't know, I think it was on this podcast that I told you guys about VFX Car on Fire from Velocipaster.
Yep.
I live for stupid movies. I cherish them with all my heart. But it's not as good, in my opinion, when the movie is good but still bad.
Oh, like
you get what I'm trying to say?
Tries to be bad?
No! When it tries to... How do I want to say this? When a movie fully knows it's ass and it ends up being ass, or when someone is determined they're making something good and it is ass, but when something's bad, or something's good, but in a bad way... I'm trying to think of my best way to describe this. Like,
I mean, it's
the idea of making a
satirical, but not really. Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
You will surely pay Tuesday or some crystal meth today. Man, how long before Paddington becomes public domain?
That's a good
question. Excellent question.
Because that's going to be some British shit that's going to go on with that.
Paddington versus Pooh.
Oh, you wait. Oh,
it's coming.
Wait till Arthur becomes public domain.
Paddington won't go in the public domain for another 20 years.
Oh, lame!
Ish.
I'm gonna be in my 60s waiting for that horror movie. Anyway, all right. His setup is so... Okay, I didn't read the second part. I forgot to put in here. He is set up to be so horrible that the audience will end up rooting for Winnie the Pooh at some point in the film.
So this is legit just Freddy versus Jason, right?
Basically.
I guess. So, yeah, I guess. Pretty much. You had to get which of the two was worst, and yeah, that's worse.
But here's the thing. They've already done, I mean, shit, Once Upon a Time did Evil Peter Pan. It's like, the concept's been done to death. It makes me want to go to sleep.
But on Once Upon a Time, was he actually murdering kids was he actually kidnapping children like in the fairy tale? And murdering them in cold blood with blood spurting out of their faces at Once Upon a Time?
Well, not the blood part because standards and practices, but...
See? Yeah. They can improve! The Rescue Rangers! Oh my god.
Oh, you didn't see the Lonely Island Rescue Rangers movie?
I forgot about it.
It's definitely trippy.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, I get why some people don't like it, but, you know, considering how Disney is now, like, I'd rather that they did this instead of, you know, trying to resurrect and do Roger Rabbit 2. Like, that's just my honest take.
No, I agree with that, actually.
Yeah. All right, Mike, buy or sell that Ben Schwartz wants to play Plastic Man in the DCU. It would be a dream come true.
Oh, easy buy. He's perfect for that role.
Oh yeah,
and not just because his hair is similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't think of someone who is more qualified to be Plastic Man, to be honest.
There is honestly only one to me, and he's in a movie with Ben Schwartz.
I know where you're going with this.
Jim Carrey. He's about the only one, and he's not going to do it, but that was the only one where I'm like, that's just... Yeah, it's just him.
If this was 90s Jim Carrey, then...
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It would have been done already. There wouldn't even have been a thing. Sounds like a perfect fit, although if not Plastic Man, I could see being Kite Man. Yeah, you know,
Kite Man needs to be someone a little bit more pathetic.
And that's the problem. Ben is kind of too
we
likable.
could have it be Zachary. We could have it be Zachary Levi.
Oh no. Ooh, shots fired.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of his acting, but some of his outside of it stuff. Aye. Okay, so. Breaking news by, Brie, buy or sell. In an interview with the Japanese news outlet Cinema today, Jim Carrey has confirmed he is open to come back for Sonic 4 and he's not retiring, but power napping between projects. So buy or sell that Ivo Robotnik is keeping Jim Carrey from staying retired.
Oh my goodness, what a shocking revelation. I mean, look, if he just wants to do Sonic movies forever, I'm like, yeah, let him. I mean, I just, why not? Like, I get he doesn't want to do like 7,000 projects. I mean, he's not like that old, but he is starting to get up there. And if he's genuinely
62?
Yeah, and if he's genuinely, enjoying making these movies, then just let him.
They're not very physically demanding either.
Nope.
Like and he had fun playing himself twice against himself. Like I found out the process for that, where he had to go in one day, shoot one side, have his assistant do a thing, and then Jim Carrey, being Jim Carrey, would improvise and then have to remember the shit he improvised the next day and let the guy know. So then he would have to do that against him. And I tell you, I couldn't tell the difference. But it's like we're two characters in the same movie being played by the same actor. That was fantastic.
Just like Armie Hammer. God damn it. I love how all these topics are connecting together. Like, this is actually kind of like low-key probably the most cohesive podcast we've had so far.
It is. All right. Okay, so that was all I had for I assume, Mike, you were going to buy that as well.
Yeah. No, of course.
I'm needing to know how much, for my honest to God want to know, I need to know how much of all of that was Jim.
I would assume a good amount of it, because this is a pretty classic thing and it's not that hard of a thing to do. Like, I mean, technically they could just do body doubles and composite the faces, but for the way that it's set up, I'm not sure, other than if it's really close up, if you need to do that.
I'm not saying that Jim Carrey can't dance, but I'm 32 and I couldn't pull off what they were pulling off. I want to see behind the scenes of that scene. That's all I want to say. Because
it might be a little bit of both. It might be him, a double, and then like a face replace, or a little bit of CG. More than likely, it's probably like a mix of a couple different techniques.
Yes, probably. But my fingers on the button. Push the button. I cannot believe we got Chemical Brothers in a 2024 film. And let alone it be a Sonic film that Jim Carrey was dancing with another version of himself. It's something. All right, so I'm going to try and do this in a certain way that I can do it when Kiona is coming back. But okay, so one thing that I don't know, I need to look this up. So have any of you guys used Honey?
Once or twice.
Okay. I can't say I ever had.
I've used it twice. So the main point of what we're going to talk with Honey is that the Honey extension is being accused of scamming millions and content creators should you delete it now. There's nothing sweet about this scandal. Talk about Honey for a minute. There's not influencer and YouTube users and content creator Mega Leg posting a video breaking down Honey is allegedly doing, claiming that the extension is stealing money from them while not doing what it promises to do for the shopper. It is important to note that Honey is being accused of what we will discuss today, and some of the content creators have sued PayPal, Honey's owner, but Honey hasn't been found guilty. Oh no! Is it not a... Oh, I don't have a good explanation in that. Hold on.
Well, basically, the abridged version is that to kind of give a summary is that Honey basically did one or two things. Like the first thing is that basically they did this big thing of like a lot of YouTubers for like a sponsorship thing, and then basically they would get like an affiliate code, and then they switched it out like with their own, so then the content creators wouldn't get compensated, and then. How PayPal Honey had it set up, like it didn't have like all the coupons, but like certain stores would only use certain coupons. So
one,
it's not a good look.
If you click on the affiliate link for a creator to buy something, they will sometimes get a credit or a commission for you purchasing the item. However, if you scan it with Honey, Honey will reload the page so that they get the commission. 2, Honey will say, we scoured the internet and found you 5 codes, and they don't actually search the internet. What is actually happening is the seller of the item chooses what coupon codes Honey can use, so you may actually be able to find a better coupon code if not using Honey. Yes, that's what I was going to bring up, Heisers. Markiplier called this shit forever ago, and he is having the time of his life now that everybody is coming out about this. It's... Oh, God. Couldn't believe we got a fire starter in a kid's movie, but yet here we are. But yeah, what I was going to bring it up is enough is enough. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. YouTuber, lawyer, Legal Eagle is filing a class action lawsuit against Honey to sue for damages. He alleges the company stole potentially billions of dollars from creators and businesses.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, I saw what he posted the other day, and honestly, good for him. I mean, I do another coupon extension, and here's the thing is, like, Honey sometimes does work, and you know what, the best coupon thing, like, I never, like, fully bought into it that it looked through the entire internet that quickly, but the affiliate link thing is such bullshit, especially because I remember when it was high, like, a lot of channels I followed got that Honey sponsorship, and it was being plugged everywhere.
I remember that, too.
Oh, absolutely. And you couldn't get away from it. And no matter what you do, it always even if you don't have the freaking browser extension, it just flashes it all over the freaking place. And it seems like a great deal, but, you know, can't have good things because, you know, it's better to scam people than it is to be kind. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So, I need to find... I should have been a lot more prepared for this. This is what happens when you're running off a podcast and doing a bunch of other things and you're not paying attention. So, little background for some people that don't know. Will Smith and, believe it or not, Sean Connery were originally supposed to be Morpheus and Neo. And then Will Smith, in his infinite wisdom, thought that Wild West was a better idea. So he said it would fit more in line with what a project he'd want to do, all this, that, and the other thing. And then we have him posting this. In 1997, the Wachowskis offered Will Smith the role of Neo in The Matrix. Will Smith turned it down. He chose Wild Wild West, believing it was a better fit for him at the time. But the question remains, what would The Matrix be like with Will Smith as Neo? Wake up, Will.
I'm pretty sure I know what this is.
Enlighten us.
This is viral marketing for a Super Bowl ad.
Oh, it could be. It could be.
It's just the timing of it all seems a bit suspicious.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Would you honest to God watch a Matrix? I don't know if it would be side story, but if they redid it, would you actually watch it?
Like a Matrix What If?
Kinda. Or Matrix 2.0.
I mean, it would certainly have my curiosity.
Remember Snoop Dogg stove? I mean, I would
when he
love
said
to.
he was quitting.
weed.
No,
Yeah.
he quit smoking.
He quit smoking. Oh yeah, with the smoker. Yeah. I mean, if rest his soul, I'm pretty sure he passed away. If Sean Connery was still, he passed away,
Yeah,
right?
a couple years ago.
That's what I thought. If we, honest to God, could have gotten the version, like, there is always a part in my mind where I'm like, I need to know what that movie would have been. Because both Neo and Morpheus would have been two very different characters.
Oh, for sure.
Like, there's this, and then Chris Farley with Shrek. And also, people like to forget, Chris Farley was also originally supposed to be in Jim Carrey's The Cable Guy. That changes that whole movie. That entire movie's a different movie.
Who's he supposed to be in The Cable Guy?
Jim Carrey's character.
Oh, yeah, no, that would have been completely different.
Yeah! That's insane! That is a 1,000% different movie. Now, the Cable Guy is legitimately one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm not even joking. I love that movie to death. Oh, everyone pans it as one of Jim's worst movies and hates it because he got paid so much to do it. I don't care. I fucking love that movie. Like, whenever I always say it's like, nobody loves you, or like, I went to medieval times purely because of that movie. I drove out of state to go to medieval times purely because of that movie.
Every time I think of The Cable Guy, the first thing that comes to mind is the karaoke scene.
I say it's on my Facebook. You can watch me at my very first con that I cosplayed as Nero. You can watch me quote the whole the Rolling Stones had their way, that whole thing, and then sing once Need Somebody to Love at the karaoke. Now, because I was wearing my $1,200 cosplay, I did not dance around on the ground like I badly wanted to. If I ever do it again, I'm fucking gonna. Now it's so. I also think that might be my favorite movie Matthew Broderick's in, if I'm being perfectly honest. And like, people like
get it.
Like, Leslie Mann's really good in it. People like to forget Jack Black is in that movie for a hot minute.
Yep, he and Kyle Gass have a cameo.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. One of my favorite memes that ever came out of that was, you know, the Hannibal Lecter scene where he's in the jail and he's got his hand up against the glass. It's that scene where Jim Carrey's pressing his nipple up against it on the other side. I wish I could find it. I pissed myself laughing when I saw that. But yeah, it's I would like to see another. That would have been interesting because I was not the hugest fan of Matrix Resurrections, where it was the whole movie basically how it would be if they made a Matrix sequel while it being a Matrix sequel. It was so weird. But yeah, I wouldn't be against it. I think that's what it is? No. The Super Bowl ad thing makes a lot more sense. But yeah. All right. Speaking of that, you guys watch Secret Levels?
I have been meaning to. I have been so bad with everything, but I've seen parts of it.
Cameron and I saw the whole thing. It's one of the topics that's part of our next animation podcasts.
Okay. Well, I found out I don't think there's a person that on Earth that I think just exudes what you should be as a human being more than Keanu Reeves. And coming from, the Matrix topic, there was an interview recently where people were talking about like certain behind the scenes stuff and certain things like that. And they talked about that Keanu Reeves filmed this Secret Level episode with a broken kneecap. He shot for 13 hours straight with a brace and he didn't leave set. He just nips out, has a cigarette, comes back in and said, "Let's go again."
Good on him.
I need to know how this man ticks.
Yeah,
It's
I
unreal
mean,
to
to
me.
be fair, Keanu Reeves has, perpetual cigarette break energy, so
He does just like, did you guys see the interview with Idris Elba and Keanu Reeves for Sonic? There's this
Which one?
the voice one.
Oh, where they're going behind the scenes and Idris Elba is like
Yeah.
wearing the gloves.
Well, there's that, but no, it was an actual interview with, I don't remember what outlet, but Idris Elba they asked Idris Elba how he found the voice for Knuckles, and they were talking about this, that, and the other thing, and he's like, yeah, and then I found my voice for Knuckles, and I thought it was all cool, this and that, and then all of a sudden this guy comes on screen, and it's just like, and then Keanu Reeves is instantly like, no, stop saying that I'm cool, you're cooler than I am, and he like shrieks to a little ball, he's like, no, you come in here sounding all this. He's like, and I have to call up Jeff because I'm like, how did you let him sound that cool for a Sonic character when I'm supposed to be the cool one? And then Keanu Reeves is like, no, he's a lost little child and he wants to find Maria. And he's like, he can't take a compliment to save his own ass. And it's so adorable. He's like, no, you're cooler than me. Stop it. It was so adorable. I love that man to death. Oh, he's the best. All right, so there was a little interesting statistic that came out. I guess Americans spent 23% less time on streaming services in 2024. Can I equate that to not as much shit coming out in 2024?
Well, that's part of it.
Because, I mean, that is a good thing, but
it's a good thing, but it's
also not a good thing.
Like, it's a good thing for those who find themselves overwhelmed by so much like entertainment, but it's also a bad thing because the industry is on fire right now.
You don't
Because
say.
we chase trends.
No. Golly gee willikers, I can't imagine why.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, it's not like too surprising of a statistic, and realistically, there's a lot more free options than there were a couple years ago, and prices have been going up, so, families are going to be more selective of which services they subscribe to.
And also more people are discovering places like Tubi, which is one of the many free services out there.
And Tubi has good shit too. Like, it's not just like straight up garbage. It's like how TNT used to be before TNT was bad.
Oh, yeah.
Or TNT exploded. All right. I'm going to go with the movie part of the stuff that we got going here first to see if I can delay this any longer before Kiona gets in here. All right, so CES started yesterday, and Sony's press conference was yesterday. And they announced some things that I'm excited for and also dreading with every ounce of my soul. So one of the first big ones is that they said that they were doing an Until Dawn movie, and I'm pretty sure it's already wrapped. But and it found out that yeah, it has three Diddy documentaries. Oh, anyway, but so, and I'm pretty sure it already wrapped, and people were wondering because, like, all these actors like actually exist. Why did you cast these actors? Blah blah blah. This, that, and the other thing. And then it's come to find out that they're actually doing a different cast of characters than the game, which, in a way, I think is a good thing because
I would say so.
The pull of the game was more of what happened to these characters than the characters. Like, you fell in love with plotline, sure, but the draw of the game was seeing if you made it out or not. So, and they're also supposedly the rumors that they're working on an Until Dawn sequel, like a game. So, it would be interesting to have the movie based on the game that hasn't come out yet come out before the game, if that's what's happening.
So the movie A is already wrapped, and
Yeah.
B, is coming out April 25th.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what this year.
Yep.
There hasn't even been a trailer yet.
Give it time. They'll probably drop one in like the next couple of weeks or so.
Jeez, I didn't know that was coming out this year. Okay, but yeah, that'll be interesting.
A major Sony release this month?
This month. Give me a second.
Yeah, because I'm trying to say, because I don't think they would spend like that kind of money for a Super Bowl spot. So I'm assuming if there's something coming out, they would probably attach the trailer to like that.
But it would be interesting if the movie predates that and then you kind of get to play through it afterwards. That'd be very weird. It would be it would be the closest thing to the Street Fighter the movie video game that we've ever gotten. Because it would be a game based on the movie based on the game.
Synergy.
They were too busy buying Katakawa to be making a new movie this year. Are they? Because there's obviously no. They ran fresh out of those Oscar contenders with the Spider-Man films.
Okay, so it's not this month, but Heart Eyes is Sony's next movie, and that comes out first week of February.
Okay.
So I assume they're gonna put a trailer in front of that for Until Dawn.
Sense. That makes sense. All right, so the next one, which they need to do this more often, Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which was a multiplayer like add-on DLC for Ghost of Tsushima, where you got to play as these old school legends that had these mystical powers and stuff like that, and then like inhabit their bodies and do these like challenges to take stuff out. And it was stuff that you learned about in the game and got special power-ups and stuff from. The Ghost of Tsushima Legends is getting an anime adaptation coming in 2027 from Aniplex and Crunchyroll, and it'll be directed by, please forgive me, Takanobu Mizono. He directed the dual episode of Star Wars Visions, which was awesome.
Yes.
So I'm okay with that. I'm very, 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 very okay with that. Because we need to have more video games take the anime route, in my opinion, because you can do more cool shit for cheaper.
And honestly, I would just generally like video game anime to be better, just because.
Because the stuff that we're getting is kind of garbage.
You know what it reminds me a lot of is back in the day when there's a major movie coming out and they did those tie-in video games. Like, it's very much like that vibe. I'm like, can we make like something more like Edge Runners, like shit that's actually good?
Well, now to think of it, there actually has been an assload of good video game animes coming out recently. We just don't think about it because the game that they're based on hasn't put out a new game in probably 7 years.
That's a good point.
Castlevania. And I say that because Netflix calls it an anime, but it's another one of those.
It's animated in Texas.
But they keep calling them animes. Like, they did the same thing with Tomb Raider. They did the same thing with Kong Skull Island.
I mean, if you want to be technical, in Japanese anime just means animated series. But I'm like, that's not what they're trying to do.
But yet they'll say this is an Italian anime or a Korean anime. You can have anime come from anywhere as long as it's not the United States, is what I've learned. Is what I'm learning. But yep, you're right. Absolutely. The best American-made anime ever, right here. It's American anime like Avatar and Cory in the House. You were never topping Cory in the House. Like, it's like Spirited Away, Cory in the House. It's a tight race.
You know, I love the Cory training arc. Like, that just brought a tear to my eye. Like, just the emotional like journey that we all go through.
You don't get that raw emotion on its own. You need to earn that. All right. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the parodies and the just discourse that's going to come out of this. It's going to be fucking funny. Hell Divers is getting a motion picture from PlayStation Productions. I'm so happy that something like this is going to have a movie because this idea has never been done before. Ever. They should name it Starship Troopers. I can't wait. Where they are actively not trying to make this movie exactly like Starship Troopers, because that's what the game is. I just can't wait, because, and this could be one of those where they just shove big name actors in and kill them off. Like the average, I can't remember it was, but there was some asininely stupid number of the life expectancy of a helldiver, and I think it's less than a day.
Oh God.
Hold on. What is the life expectancy of a helldiver?
Oh, hey, Kiona.
Oh my God, Kiana! Nice. I was wrong. It's approximately 2 minutes.
Wow.
The Helldivers training program has an approximately 23% survival rate. The life expectancy of a Helldiver is 2 minutes after deployment. Upon completing training, each Helldiver is given a ship. It's better than I remember. All right. We're going to give that a minute for Kiona to get in here so that he can join us.
No, but Helldiver 2 as a movie sounds like a lot of fun. And I agree if you like with the celebrity cameos. Like, this has the possibility of being really, really stupid.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, it's going to be, to me, like what the X-Force scene in Deadpool 2 was, but the whole
That's
movie.
exactly what I was thinking.
Same.
Where you just blow them away and like a chunk of, I don't know, freaking Daniel Craig's head. It's just, It would be fantastic. That's all I have to say. I cannot wait for it.
Did they specify that it was live action? Because I had another thought.
I'm pretty sure it's live action. They said a Sony Pictures PlayStation production film, and they only specified one of them as being an anime. The rest they said film. So
yeah, I feel like if there was an SBA thing, they would have said it.
No, I was thinking, what if it was Muppets?
Just
I would want it to be South Park, specifically the Canadians.
Oh.
How about you, Terrence?
God.
Oh God. I finally am going to be introducing the Hatfields to basketball this weekend. Anyone who has not seen that movie, it's one of the movies that made Trey Stone and Matt Parker hate working with actual actors. But it's just fantastic. If you swear to God, if you make fun of me 13 or 14 more times, I'm out of here. No, that's Jenkins' bed. You get to sleep over here. What is this? You know what? This is some real shit, man. No, it's not like horse. And what was the oh shoot, the Memphis Jazz moved to Utah, where they don't allow music. The Los Angeles Lakers moved to the Minnesota Lakers moved to Los Angeles, where there are no lakes. The Raiders moved to Los Angeles, moved from Oakland to Los Angeles, and then back to Oakland. No one in Los Angeles ever seemed to notice. Yeah. It's one of those that doesn't get talked enough for just how freaking great it is. And like, I have not seen Orgasmo yet, but I badly want to. There he is.
There he is. Oh, that's so funny that you're wearing the cable thing. We just got started.
We just got done talking. Because we were talking about that they announced at CES that they're making a Helldivers movie. And we said that it should be celebrity cameos galore, but like Deadpool 2 wise, where they live for 2 minutes and then are killed.
They just live for 2 minutes and then they killed them off really, like, in a most like, gory way possible. Like, there's just boots there where, like, fucking, like, I don't know, like Christian Bale is or something.
Yes. But I was telling them I can't wait for them to try and make this movie and have it not just be Starship Troopers.
Yes.
I don't know how they're gonna pull that off.
Is.
I don't know how they're gonna pull that off, but
that I can actually get really behind that.
Get super progressive and get both sides. I'm gonna be honest with you. It would be freaking funny if you could get both sides on it. But and
I mean, Hulk Hogan's gonna need work. I'm kidding.
You want to know one of my favorite part about that? We'll talk about that for a second. So I don't care what part of the political landscape you fall on, who you vote for, whatever, as long as you are not a dickhead to me in person, that's where I land. That's why I don't like politics on this podcast. But I do find it hilarious where the politics of why Hulk Hogan got booed and why Undertaker didn't got brought up in a podcast I was watching, where they're like, yeah, but the Undertaker, like, what am I thinking of the word? Endorsed Donald Trump. Why didn't he get whatever? I'm like, because Undertaker's not a racist?
There you go.
And also, like, Hulk Hogan's just has always sucked.
Did we forget every other dumb thing that Hulk Hogan's done? Like, The Undertaker did a political thing that people didn't like. Other than that, The Undertaker's been an outstanding individual his entire life.
Fine.
Hulk Hogan's been a piece of shit for most of his life.
For most of his life.
So, like, why was it decades? Like, seeing one person go, hey, he did a political thing, why didn't they boo him? Because it's the fucking Undertaker.
And also because he, like, can actually perform in ring. Like, he's actually a good wrestler.
My favorite thing about that was just how childish. They have him rip the shirt off, and then I'm gonna see if I can illustrate this. So when Hogan rips his shirt off, he typically rips the whole thing off, peels it away, and drops it. No. This time when he ripped his shirt off, it dropped and fell around his knees. Like a toddler waiting to go run to his parents. And he walked through the backstage with a ripped half shirt on his kneecaps. I'm like, what are we doing? It was so stupid.
I remember my friend...
brother, you gotta drink my real American beer, brother.
I honestly, like, my friend was kind of dreading it once he realized that, like, Logan's gonna be on, because he fucking hates Logan, and, like, rightfully so. Let me tell you, he never had so much joy. Not only was Hogan booed, but Logan was booed. Like, he said that was the highlight of his night.
It really was. It was the best.
I love how we get all this stuff on there, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh man, it's like, they got, someone swore, I can't remember who it was, but they got censored. And you're like, all right, I don't know what they're going to get away with on, even with it being Netflix, because they still have to be sponsors. And then you have Travis Scott in the middle of the arena just fucking lighting up. I'm like, what are we doing?
That was amazing. Okay, did you guys get ads when you watched it? Because I got ads.
Yes.
Okay, you got ads as well?
Yeah, that's normal for the Netflix Live. They did it with the NFL a few weeks ago, because
unless you're Canadian.
So the weird thing was that my buddy Paul, who also does podcasts and stuff, like, we were doing live reacts last night. We were doing a live reaction thing on Twitch. We didn't show it, obviously, but like, he and I were on voice and on video and stuff, and just, And, like, I got ads and he did not. And he's in Pennsylvania, I think? So I don't know if it was just like a market thing.
Maybe. I know that Canadians don't get ads.
Yeah. Weird.
But...
Or if he's using
I have the
VPN.
ad-free plan, so...
Yeah, I have the free plan as well. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It very well could be.
Yeah, I mean, I have ad-free too, but yeah, it's...
But he said that they were actually having content going on while the ads were playing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was watching, like, he was watching, like, interviews and everything, and
They were having legit matches, like, they weren't slowing down during it either.
Yeah, they weren't slowing down.
I was listening to a reactor, and I could hear it in the background of, like, them doing finishers and shit and having near falls during commercial breaks.
Yeah.
What the hell? But anyway, on top of that night, and then The Rock just dropping his entire character for a night. But anyway, so
I know. I was like,
by the way, this guy who I wanted to kill the other night, thanks for carrying the whole company. Let's come up here and have hugs at Roman. I thought you should die because you're a really bad tribal chief. I'm gonna lay you and you're in charge.
What?
Did you hate being booed that much, Rocky? Like, what was the...
I liked the final boss, man. Come on.
I did too. They should have had a WrestleMania match with Roman.
They should have had it.
I was very happy when him and Roman were just going to do that. Because it looked like he wasn't going to have anything to do with Cody. Like, perfect. That's a good match. And then
The only piece of it that we got last night was just the tell Mama Rose I said hello. You know, that was it.
Yeah,
And then after that, it was like, it was like in the back, they're like, he's like, I come in peace. You know,
come in
come
peace.
on.
They're to the list. I don't know. And he's
Anyway,
shaking
I
hands
don't
with
know
everyone.
what to
I'm
do
like,
about this.
I really honestly think he hated being booed. He wants to be
Maybe
the mega
it's
baby
that.
face that
Maybe
comes
it's
out.
that.
I honestly think that's it. But all right, the other one that I didn't get your opinion on, that CES last night, they announced the Ghost of Tsushima Legends anime.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen anything yet on it, but yeah, I am all for it. I think anything that they do with Ghost of Tsushima, obviously they should, yeah, and Ghost of Yotai,
yes,
or Ghost of Yotai, whatever.
Yes.
Also, speaking of CES, can I bring up something really quick? Because at the NVIDIA event at the keynote, they also showed off a little bit more of the new Virtua Fighter, and it looks sick.
Nice.
I was watching Max react to it because they showed like 30 some odd seconds of it, like 36 seconds of footage. So what they said is that it's not gameplay. The video that they have released is not gameplay. It's instead like a concept of what the gameplay will be. Okay. And it's basically like they showed off, Akira, who is one of the main guy, basically, in Virtua Fighter. And the way that they had the fights going on, it was like watching a movie with the way that they were blocking strikes and everything. It was amazing. It looks so cool. Nice. Even if it's just that conceptually, like, it's still just awesome. I highly recommend, if you guys can, and if you're, if you love that sort of thing like I do, go and watch Maximilian Dude's video on that, because he actually points out a few things that were very interesting that we can see in that trailer. So 36 seconds only, but there's a lot in it, and it looks very, very cool.
Absolutely. All right. They also announced that in April we were going to go golfing. I mean, The Last of Us Part 2 drops.
Oh God! Jesus. Okay.
But yeah, they showed a little bit of the snippets of it, and they're pretty far along, depending on how they do it, because they showed the scene of Ellie when she's in the hospital in the bottom, where she beats the shit out of who's their one friend when the screen's all red, where they realize fully that she can't be infected. They showed a preview of that scene already. So I don't know how far along, because that's like in her latter, like, third of her campaign. So I don't know if they're going to do it game-wise, where they do all of Ellie's stuff and then all of Abby's stuff, or if they're going to, I don't know, but it'll be interesting.
I'm so curious to see what they do. But at the same time, I'm really dreading this.
Yeah, I actually watched the teaser as soon as it dropped. I still have to do like a rewatch because I kind of watched it touch and go. But from everything I've seen, it looks really good.
Oh, it
like
does,
some
absolutely.
of the scenes are like literally just a recreation of the game. Like that is so cool.
Are they going to recreate the what was that thing that you had to fight with Abby in the
Rat King?
The Rat King? Are they going to do the Rat King?
You're talking about the thing you fought with Abby, where you go in the back of the ambulance?
Oh God, I hate that thing. Oh my God, that was nightmares. That was horrible.
I'm not looking for it. I'm not looking forward to that.
No, thank you.
I look forward to see them attempting to pull that off in live action look-wise.
Right? Yeah.
Because that mega bloater thing that they did in season 1 was
cool, man. They actually did a really good job on that.
That was really good. All right, so me and Umbreon had a rather long conversation about this earlier, and I'm still not uber psyched about it. So we covered a while back that the Horizon show got canceled at Netflix.
Damn.
That's because they announced that they're making a movie.
Okay.
I'm not excited.
They're going to have to condense so much.
Unless, this is my caveat, they do a trilogy for the first game.
Yeah. Now that can work.
That could work.
That's
Too bad Lance Reddick still is not here anymore because, man.
That is the one where they could have actually had the character be in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know who, who I actually think would be a very good stand-in for him, and I'm forgetting his name. Mike, who is the guy that played Martian Manhunter for the CW?
Morse?
Is that what his name is?
Or give me a second. I don't know who you're talking about.
The live action guy.
David Harewood?
Harewood, yes.
David Harewood. Okay, because there were two. Because I'm thinking of either the Smallville guy, which was Phil Morris, or the guy in Supergirl. And like Legends of Tomorrow, I guess, or whatnot. I mean, the Arrowverse. That would be David Harewood.
That's what I'm thinking of. I think he'd be great. He has that same stoicism to him, but can still be sneering and stuff like that. Good. Yeah, I think it could be really good. Now, I'm not saying that it won't be bad, and I honestly think part of why they're doing this is they want returns because the show would be super fucking expensive. And the other thing that is bothering, I honestly wish this would have been an anime. The thing that's going to bug me is, and I'm not saying they can't do it and come up with a way, but there's a very video gamey thing about Horizon that I'm not wrapping my brain around how they're going to show articulately, is how you're taking down a giant robot dinosaur with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
You can video game the shit out of that because it's a thing you're doing.
Albeit it's a really cool techno bow and arrow.
Yeah, they're going to have to make the arrows be something else, which if they do that, I'm not going to be upset. They have specialized tips that are meant for shearing off parts for collecting and stuff like that. They have special tipped arrows. A lot of it's going to fall on who the hell they cast as Aloy.
I actually kind of like what Umbreon's suggesting here. The
Rose Leslie, yeah. I could see that working. She
was in Game of Thrones, if I remember.
Yes.
Correctly.
Yes, you could. I could see that.
That
could work. And the only thing they would have to do is how young they actually want to make Aloy look.
Yeah.
Because in the proving, in the beginning of it, she's supposed to be turning, it's either 16 or 18. So she's supposed to be very young.
Yeah.
And it's only like a 6-month span between that and the next thing. All this stuff happens rather quickly. Now, she doesn't exactly look all that old. She's still doing very well. So it'll be interesting to see how they pull it off. The landscaping, like all of this, a shit ton of this, all the villages and stuff that you do with physical effects are going to look fantastic. Because anyone who's played them and seen the villages and the sets and all that for in Horizon games, especially the clothing, you're going to win awards in this movie if you do these things correctly. Because the outfits are insanely intricate. There's people with wiring running through their freaking skin with coolant because it's a part of their religion. It's going to be... I'm terrified that with how the world is, if this doesn't do good, the amount of shitting Horizon already gets just for getting is going to get worse.
Yeah.
Just by the sheer fact of A, it's a PlayStation thing, so console wars are console wars, and B, it would be, and I know we talked about Uwe Boll earlier, I'm not going to forget about the leading man who got the first female-led video game movie with Blood Rain, the hit holiday classic. This is going to be the first really big one, if you don't count Borderlands, because there was a group of people where it's female-led. And I don't need the failing of female-led video games falling on Horizon, because it was made before all this shit got very stupid. It just is lasting through it. And this is, anyone that knows me, this franchise is literally my baby. I don't need it. What do you mean they never made a Borderlands movie? God, I wish, Umbreon. But if they take it seriously and take their time and actually make the movies and go and take their time with it, and they take like a trilogy a game, they could make some insanely good, cool stuff. It's just going to be very expensive. So they need to watch how they do things.
That's probably
And-
exactly the reason why the show got canceled.
Yeah, and that's one of the things where if you go, you probably are the only one that's actually seen it, Umbreon.
Even I said, "Fuck that."
Yeah, because Kiona, have you played Horizon or do you know of Horizon?
Yeah.
The thing that I was talking with people about how you can't fit it all in a movie. What is the best thing about Horizon? Aloy slowly unraveling this hours-long story in a very slow pace that builds up to a final battle.
Yeah.
Just all the shit she uncovers with silence is a movie and a half.
It's a very intricate plot, yeah.
That's why having it as a show wasn't a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where we've openly said if you're making a Mass Effect, you can't make it as a movie.
Yeah.
Because you cut out shit that makes later stuff not be as good. I could go on for hours about why I'm not overly hyped. Because, like, someone brought up, and it was Umbreon, they're like, well, it depends on who directs it and writes it. And I brought up, I'm like, it could be directed by Steven Spielberg and written by Aaron Sorkin. If it's fit in one movie, I'm not going to like it. Which, hey, if Spielberg was going to do any video game movie, this one might be the one that would fit him perfectly.
This might be it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Umbreon, I'm not against seeing a tall neck in the theater. I'm
Yeah,
against them making a bad movie that has that tall neck in it.
Then again, we've had series that didn't pan out unless we forget Halo.
Which was produced by Spielberg. Oops.
And I think his name was attached to that alone. Spielberg has produced 68 billion things in the past 4 years.
And most of the things that Spielberg has produced are projects he's been attached to direct, but then he's like, nah, you do it.
Which is exactly what Halo was. He was going to be the one directing that movie. They never made a Halo series. What the fuck? Umbreon, you got a real selective memory, my dude. All right. Now we actually finished the movie topic right as he got in here. All right. So, which is what most of what my thing was gaming. All right. So we reported a while back that basically all of Annapurna's staff up and left. They created a new company and are taking on Private Division's old portfolio. So they basically started a new company and took an old company's portfolio of games and are making games now. So, Private Division. Yeah, they're so.
Yeah, Private Division. Yeah.
Yeah, they just left. Umbreon. Blake Sala, are you new here? I don't recognize that name.
Oh, I know him.
Bleak, if you're new here, I greatly appreciate it. And if you have been in here and I don't recognize you, I'd sincerely apologize. But thank you very much for watching, regardless. Anyway, no, you have been here before because you had yeah. Calm down.
Be nice, please.
Yes, don't be mean. I will have Kiona take care of you. But you have been in here before. It just might have been a while. So anyway, so yeah, I love how the entire place just quit Annapurna and just made a new thing in a different place. I need to know what happened at that staff. I need to know what happened.
I need to know that too. What the hell happened?
No,
the whole company quit?
No, I'm looking forward to this Polygon in-depth investigation article that's going to come in the next 12 to 18 months.
I need to read that.
God. Oh, dear God. All right, so
I only read one gaming blog, Polygon, because it has exactly one emotion.
Yes. All right, so there was a rumor that came out, and it might be substantiated by the article that I'm going to bring out. There was a leak from Rockstar that came out that the budget for GTA 6 is $2 billion. Now, everyone keep in mind that they made $7 billion profit off GTA 5. And at one point, they were making $5 million a day off of GTA Online.
Yeah.
So, and this game has been in development for 2 console generations.
Jeez,
it has.
That's a long time.
Like
so
GTA 5 came out on the PS3 and Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 360, sorry.
Right. So I assume most of the budget's probably for development and startup and start down. I'm guessing, right?
Well, I don't know, because here's the thing. I don't know, like, if you got your Red Dead Redemption 2 was worked on by like 7 Rockstar Studios at the same time. So it might be another situation where they literally just had, as soon as Red Dead was done, they hammered down, and every employee that they had was only working on GTA 6. So that might be just literally 10 years of work with every employee at the entire place.
Yeah. It just
That's
might be.
kind of nuts.
That's nuts.
But anyway, what is trying to bring volition to that? Did you guys... Oh, Umbreon, that's on the docket.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. Yeah.
We're going to talk about that because that's fucking awesome.
It is.
A court
really
court doc reveals that Call of Duty games cost up to $700 million to develop.
Fucking how?
How exactly?
Because I'm finding out more. They never reuse their assets. They recreate them almost every time.
Why?
You have all the...
Because they're fucking stupid. Anyway, so in a court filing, Patrick Kelly, Activision's current head of creative of the Call of Duty franchise, has claimed that Black Ops 3 Treyarch developed the game over 3 years with a creative team of hundreds of people and invested over $450 million in the development over the game's life cycle. So that's from start, DLCs, everything, through to the end of it. For Modern Warfare, a remake of the much-loved 2007 shooter, Infinity Ward developed the game over several years and spent $640 million throughout its game's life cycle. Most recently, Black Ops Cold War, Treyarch and Raven Software took years to create the game with a teams of hundreds of creatives. They ultimately spent over $700 million in the game's life cycle. So when you think about GTA and how much they're putting into it being $2 billion, it sounds less ridiculous considering how much they're actually putting into GTA.
Right, like in GTA's like defense, they're working multiple console gens because I'm assuming it's going to be ready to launch on pretty much everything like day one, which I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Except for everyone, I'm going to be that guy that's that party pooper. I do not fucking see them saying this thing launches on a PS4 or Xbox One. I know there's people praying. No. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, like, honestly, whatever the new Nintendo console is, there's a better chance of it launching on that versus the PS4.
If that thing launches on the Switch 2, my fucking head will explode. That would be the funniest shit ever. Launch title for the Switch 2, GTA 6.
Which is why it needs to happen.
That news article alone would be so fucking awesome. Take your prostitutes to the back alley in your Switch at home or not. Make sure the kids go to bed and make sure it's not on their console. Oh, God.
The makers
okay.
of GTA. You've heard of hot coffee? Now try lukewarm coffee.
Yes. All right. Almost done. For comparison, it was revealed thanks to a poorly redacted court document. During that Sony thing. No, Keona, you'll remember this. During that Sony thing, someone basically, instead of actually blacking it out, just put marker on the court documents. So when they put it over the scanner, you could see through the back of the marker.
Wow.
That is amazing.
It was phenomenal. I was like, y'all are dumb. But I was like, I hope someone got fired for that blunder. That man clearly hit the same rib twice and it played 2 different noises. I hope that someone got fired for that. But anyway, in the documents, it revealed that the development cost of The Last of Us Part 2 was $220.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right. That is recreating all new stuff. They scan people. It looks ridiculously realistic. And they put all the work into making this. And people, as much as they didn't like the story, all that game plays smooth as silk. It's amazing. They put a lot of...
got a spammer.
You want to handle that, Keona?
I got it.
Hey, it's the rabbi from it's my unorthodox rabbi.
It's our Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton.
Yes, exactly. All right. The former executive who currently advises companies such as Tencent believes that encouraging the creation of smaller scale games for platform holders can help alleviate the budget and team issues currently facing the AAA games industry, which I'm not against. Game budgets are not going to remain in triple-digit millions, Layden said. This is Sean Layden, by the way, former head of PlayStation. He said, let's say $20 million with the current level of gaming and development skill. It's gotten a lot higher than 10 years ago. We have a talent pool that can reach into the right budget and lean into a variety, which I believe 100%. You can make an awesome game for that budget and make it awesome and playable. The problem is everybody bitches if a game's too short.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's becoming the issue. We used to
That is
like
becoming
shorter
an issue.
budget games and stuff like that. But now you get a game that's 8 hours and they go, I paid $60 for this?
Well,
Even though
I mean, gamers as a species will never be happy.
This is true.
Damn it, I can be happy.
I can be happy too.
But you're not full gamer, Brock. And you never go full gamer.
I don't know. I took 2 weeks off of work to play Horizon Forbidden West. I don't know if we're on the thing that lights me. I don't know if I should admit that on camera openly, but I did. but
Employers watching right now.
Hey, the worst part is my employer knew full well what I was doing. I was like, hey, I've got some stuff going on. I need this time off. He just looked at the slips and goes, you're taking this off for Horizon, aren't you? I go, no. He just marks it and goes, at least get out of your house. It's like, I will, don't worry. And I did. I went and visited family. I did all sorts of stuff. But I might have.
They're like, don't forget to hydrate and bathe.
Pretty much exactly.
Eat some food.
Don't be Asmongold.
Cleaning about pronouns though. Yeah.
God damn.
At least I do not have cockroaches jumping on me in the middle of my streams. So, and I didn't make myself clean my house as a punishment. Okay. Anyway, so hey Kiona, I got to show you something because I still have a hard time believing this.
Yeah.
Hyperkin, the competitor. Have you seen this thing?
I have not. Okay, I'm excited. I saved it for this reveal. I'm excited.
Okay, so Hyperkin, a peripheral maker,
peripheral company,
has created what looks like a DualSense with a PlayStation-like symmetrical stick layout. It has Hall effect, not haptic.
What?
Hall effect, joystick and triggers, and Xbox button layouts. So I'm going to show you what the Hyperkin looks like, and you tell me if it's not just make your homework look a little bit different.
What the fuck is that?
That is a monstrosity.
What?
That is the competitor.
That straight up looks like an N64 controller, but worse.
No, I'm gonna show you what
it looks like. They just took a PS5 controller and just slapped an Xbox thing in the center. Like, that's what it looks like.
Take out
maybe a little bit thicker in the center.
Take out the touch.
That's
take out the touchpad.
Yeah,
and add the button. It's literally that.
It's literally that.
No, but it looks fatter.
The D-pad is the same.
Yeah, no, like in the middle, it's like fatter. That's why I said like N64 because it has like that same fat ass in the middle.
And
they literally called it the competitor. I can't.
The competitor's controller. Now,
the fucking YouTube video down at the corner that says Xbox DualSense ?
Exactly. That's pretty much what it is.
Like legitimately, this looks uncomfortable to hold. Like, what even is this?
It's literally this, which I'm not gonna explain to you. Is the best controller I've ever had in my life. It's a PS5 DualSense with an Xbox button in the middle.
Yeah, totally.
That's all it is. Except I can guarantee you that thing for some fucking reason is still gonna have batteries in it.
It's not even fatter than the thing in the middle like I thought it was. It's like the same.
It's the same, right? It's unreal.
It's the same.
Here's the worst part. I'm gonna buy that fucker.
Just to have it.
Just to have it, but also, Kiona, I don't know if I've ever discussed this. Do you like the layout better of the Xbox controller?
Honestly, no.
Like, okay, this is the only reason, and I will never fault people for this. It's where you like your joysticks.
Yeah, true.
I like it
I
like this, and my roommate likes it like that, and that's
Okay.
where you can't go wrong. Some people like it better that way.
I'm honestly good either way. Like I don't mind either way, which is a very, very pansexual answer, but I like it either way. And it's like it's fine with
Alright.
me. If I got to use an Xbox controller, I'll use an Xbox controller, and if I got to use PlayStation,
here-
it's fine too.
Like, here's my thing, and this might just be me thing. I just like the joysticks. Like, I would have it a little bit more up in an angle because all I know is I have long thumbs. Like, I'd be hitting that bitch like every 5 seconds.
I will tell you, the joysticks.
That's a shirt right there, Brie.
The joysticks do look a little like the heads of them look a little bit fatter. That's about the only thing I can come up with. And it doesn't have the it doesn't have the speaker. It's got the Xbox buttons in the middle, and it doesn't have the mute button for the mic in the middle. That's like the only differences. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm wrong. I think there's lights underneath the joysticks. Oh boy, they outdid themselves.
Bravo.
Wow, well done.
But
well done.
I'm going to tell you, I will get this and purposely start streaming after I get the DualSense Xbox controller.
That
Just to be
specific
that
picture,
guy.
it looks like he's like a sad, like this creature, like just ready to end it all. Like, just he looks like he has bags under his eyes, just praying
Umbreon?
for death.
Umbreon, you just solved why I hate that layout. You were 100% right. It should be horizontal, not vertical. It looks weird. Like there's an empty space in the middle. You're 100% right. These should be side by side.
They make every kind of controller, but like an arcade fight stick. They make everything.
They've been around they're basically like Mad Cats. They've been around for like a while, right?
They're exactly like Mad Cats.
Yeah.
Because they make everything for like, they have like fucking...
Are you fucking... Look at
original
that's
Xbox,
even
PlayStation 1 controllers? It's insane.
Look at... I'm just seeing the triggers also. Kiona, this is ridiculous.
The triggers.
Look at the fucking...
no.
They're the fucking same!
They're the same! Oh my... Wow. These guys just took like... they just
exact!
repurposed like... Oh my god.
They're literally the
this is nuts.
same exact fucking triggers. Look at this shit.
How much are they selling this for? I'm so curious about this.
Hold on. Let me call the competitor. Let's look into it. Hey, you can use it on PC, Kiona, just for you.
Hooray.
Analog stick.
PS5 controller ain't going anywhere.
Okay. The Hall effect. I agree. Hall effect parts are magnetic and create consistent resistance, but more importantly, they have better durability and aren't prone to stick drift. Which I guess they're more
Did
magnetized.
Scott Hall make the effect? Is that what it is?
You got me, man. It's not mentioning or yet to reveal a release date or a price. I cannot fucking believe they called that thing the competitor.
The Hall effect. Every time you press one of the triggers down, you just hear Scott Hall going, "Survey says."
So,
or every time
you
it's
So you want to make a bet that these start at like $89.99?
Oh god,
probably.
yes.
Oh, probably. I wouldn't doubt it, even though they shouldn't cost that much, because this is technically an off-brand peripheral.
Yeah, they shouldn't cost
Here's
that
like
much. They will.
Thing, I'm like, because what PlayStation ones are like $9.99 starting for like a Pro controller, right?
For the Edge, I think. I haven't bought a PS5 controller in a while, but PS5.
Yeah, because I know for the official like Nintendo Switch like Pro controller, like they cap out at like
probably
70.
be $99.99. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is. Best PS a PS5 controller is $70, which is what the cost of a game is.
Yeah,
but for people that don't game all that often, the haptics in this thing are fucking insane.
Insane.
Because like instead of having,
so good.
You know how for the rumble effect, it used to just be a giant weight that spun in a circle?
Yep.
This whole thing is layered with a speaker that shoots bass through it to mimic stuff in a game. So, like, if you feel raindrops, you'll literally feel patters on the top of your controller.
You'll literally feel like little things. Yeah, it feels very realistic.
And you can feel wind brush against it. It's very advanced. This is the only time where I've said a controller should cost as much as a game.
Yeah, so it's like the same theory as like binaural audio, where it's like
to a degree.
Everywhere. Okay.
To a degree, but they're like really fucking nuts. Like one of the weirdest one was there's this game called Demon Souls. It came as a launch game where it was a remake. Yeah. Now, I had to have the guy explain this because I experienced it myself. I missed and hit a wall. It was a rapier. I missed and hit a wall, and it scraped up against the wall. I literally felt the tip when the rapier hit the wall ride up the wall and up my controller at the same time. Yes. So I felt the vibration of it going through my controller up the wall.
Yeah.
That is insane. What just happened?
Proc.exe stopped working because he couldn't handle the hype of
the competitor's coming.
The competitor.
My whole entire screens all went black and then flashed back to white.
He couldn't handle the majesty of the competitor.
I also can't add enough how it's the exact color scheme of the original PS5 controller. There's no green on it.
It's the exact color scheme, yes. Entirely.
It's insane.
That's insane.
Anyway, I could rant on about that for a while. But, okay, so sticking with Xbox, huge rumor, giant rumor. Umbreon, I agree 100%. It's the best feeling controller I've ever had. The next gen Xbox console, Xbox Prime, is rumored to launch in 2026, and Infinity Ward's Call of Duty 2026 to be a launch title. I do not believe this whatsoever.
Does it automatically come with an Amazon Prime subscription?
That's what everyone else has been saying. Where where if this does come out, they think it might be a mid-gen upgrade that is literally just a streaming box.
You know what I wonder? Maybe if it is an Amazon collab, maybe it's a rebranded Luma?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know.
Now that I said it, it's a terrible thing, and I've just manifested it into this world, so I am so sorry.
If something like this does come out, I honestly see this being a mid-gen refresh that they lied and said they weren't doing.
Yeah.
I don't see them having the world's most powerful console on the planet coming. We'll get to you with 2-day shipping when they feel like it, if it's close to you. They're currently going to be the most powerful console the world's ever seen, and they got it done in a year and a half. As Phil said, the next console coming out will be the most powerful thing on the planet that you've ever seen, which was also the Xbox Series X, but yet it underperforms everything on it, despite the fact that it has 9 billion teraflops in it. Just because you drop a Ferrari engine in a Buick doesn't mean it's going to be faster. You actually have to have the system be made well. I've never not understood that. There's a reason Mark Cerny gets paid a lot of fucking money.
And it's not just because they think he's Dana Carvey.
No. Exactly. But no, I don't believe that for a fucking second that the thing's coming out in 2026 whatsoever. And you want to know what's really funny? Even if it came out in 2026, it would still get outsold 7-1 by the Switch 2.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it will.
It's going to. Because right now, in November...
What happened to your toasters in Xbox? What happened to that?
I don't know. In November...
Until you get me an Xbox toaster, then I'm not happy.
In November, PlayStation outsold Xbox 5-1 in holiday pre-sales.
Because you don't need it. If you have a PC, you don't need an Xbox.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I cannot get over how I can't get that through people's heads. They're even telling you don't need an Xbox in their advertisements.
I know.
And they're wondering why will it have a fridge version? If they make me a console that plays the games plus has a fridge, I'll buy it.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, low-key, that would actually kind of be sick.
Yes.
Remember the KFC console? Do you guys remember that thing?
Yes. Well, wasn't there also a thing that came out where someone 3D printed a thing where you could have like I want to say it was for Pizza Hut, where you could set your pizza on top of the gaming console to keep it heated.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was the PS5 or the PS4. I want to say it was the PS5, but it would have been funnier with the PS4 because that thing had a major overheating problem.
Oh God, right.
Yeah,
All right.
that's truly a pro gamer move.
It is. It is. I'm going to do what they call a pro gamer move. But,
Would you
okay.
guys like some
Thank you,
lukewarm
pro
pizza?
gamer move.
Here you go.
Yes. There you go. But, okay, so Bayonetta Origins, the director is joining PlayStation's Housemarque studio and will be the lead game designer at the finished studio. Yet another person has left Platinum.
I know, God.
So does Platinum like even exist anymore? Like I'm dead
Doesn't
ass
sound like
serious.
it.
Think so.
So at this point, the head of the studio said that they are going to continue to do interesting games and continue on with that. I am waiting to see when someone just scoops up all the people that are left at Platinum and closes the studio down at this point.
Yeah.
You lost Kamiya, and he's being at a new studio that he owns that is backed by Capcom. You lost.
Yep.
You have lost both of the guys that Shinji Mikami and Hideki Kamiya are both gone.
Down to silver
Gone
games.
down to yes. It might
Bronze
be bronze
games.
at this point.
Yeah,
it might
yeah,
be bronze
exactly.
at this point. It's but
The trophy
copper and
from Big
iron.
Rigs, you know.
oh god.
Your
But-
winner.
It's so
Your winner
sad though.
games.
It's so funny that you had like both Treasure and Platinum are kind of like shells of what they used to be, and like they're
Yeah.
basically no more.
And the sad
And
part
they
is
both made
because
some
their good
kick-ass
games
games,
didn't
man.
sell well. They're good
Yeah.
games, but no one bought them. That's the shitty part. Because they made
Yeah.
such niche games that it was only the hardcore of the hardcore wanted to try them because they were that. Like, I've saw a lot of people that love the idea of Metal Gear Rising, but couldn't grasp it. They couldn't get the counter and stuff right. So they're like, this is a fucking awesome game, but I'm not good at it. I'm not saying I was great at it, but I at least grasped it enough to play it.
Go play Vanquish.
Yeah, that was another one where people couldn't figure out the
Vanquish was
freaking
an
sliding
awesome
right.
game. It was kick ass.
Absolutely,
One of my favorite
it was.
games ever.
Yes, it was. It was amazing. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
All right.
Vanquish was
All right.
so good,
Yes.
and nobody played it.
No, because it was too stylish. They couldn't handle it. Oh, there was the
For
thing
fuck's
where originally in Vanquish, Shinji Mikami what is it? It was Mikami or Kamiya when they were making that game originally wanted his armor to be a wolf dog that walked beside him that would transform into the armor,
Ooh.
but he didn't think he would be able to pull it off. I'm like, believe in yourself more. Please. That would have been so sick.
Well, and
All right.
weren't they supposed to do that game, the Dragon game that never came out? The one,
They were, but then Xbox said
forgetting my
no,
name.
we don't. It was
yeah, we don't want cool
Scalebound.
shit on our system, because obviously the gamers don't want that,
Do you know-
Let-
Do you know what that
Yes.
game became? Bayonetta 3.
Oh, well,
Because the giant dragons and all the giant creatures that you
True.
summon and control, that was pretty much the remnants
true.
of Scalebound.
Scalebound, that was the name.
Yep, Scalebound. Because
It's been a
Platinum
long day.
can't-
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Platinum can't make good games solely for one console. Nier Automata has entered the chat for no reason. But okay. Anyway, going on to what Umbreon brought.
Is awesome.
Yeah, going on to what Umbreon brought up earlier.
Yes.
Stellar Blade Shift Up Studio has gifted
Yep.
all 311 of its employees PlayStation 5 Pros and a 3.4K end of year bonus.
And also a backlog of 311 CDs.
There was an extra
Just-
detail in the art. Yes.
Just for just to make it hit
That
home.
much spicier. Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing that they did, which I
Symmetry.
saw in the article, was that when the game launch trailer or the game reveal trailer came out, they gifted everybody in the entire company a PS5. So
Nice.
they've upgraded
That's
everybody.
awesome. Yeah, they
That's-
upgraded everyone, dude. That's amazing, honestly. And they gave
That
them all
is cool.
bonuses too, I believe. So
Yeah, and like if they did, yeah, and it's buying all 311 employees PlayStation 5s is barely even scratching your profits. And that's such a cool thing to encourage you to be like, because if I didn't get a big bonus and they bought me a Pro just for shits and giggles, then I've been like,
Dude, I would have been. I
thank
would have
you.
been like, thank you.
What?
I'm happy with that.
Because
Jeez.
they showed a picture. It was just a giant pyramid of them in the
I saw
middle of
that.
their
I
walk-in.
saw
They're
that.
like,
Yeah.
take your pro and walk. They're like, what? And by the way, also, there's 3.4K in your freaking bank accounts. I'm like, what the hell? All right.
Amazing.
Speaking of smart moves and gaming decisions that Xbox did, secret level creators have said that they wanted to do a Halo/Doom crossover episode, but Xbox went, nah.
Oh, fuck off.
Because
Fuck off, Xbox. Uncle
because
Phil,
brand
what is wrong with you?
integrity.
Can you imagine an episode where those two are fighting side by side, killing things?
Oh my god, I would love it. Of course, they'd have to fight each other first in classic crossover fashion.
Obviously.
But then, they'd realize that it's all just a misunderstanding when the demons attacked, and the Covenant made a covenant with the demons because that's what the Covenant does.
And you
And
want to
then
know
could
what?
we also get that chick from the show to come in there and just be like, so that Doomslayer can just like chop her head off or something? Because that would be amazing. Thank you.
Do you want to know why?
Can we also get like fake Master Chief to come in there and then take his helmet off, and then the real Master Chief actually shoots his head off, and that's it?
Master Cheeks.
Yes, Master Cheeks.
Do you know why I think that this didn't happen? Because I don't know how inadequate they would have felt of how much cooler the Doomslayer would have looked compared to
Of
Master
course.
Chief.
Of course.
That makes sense.
Because the thing they bought would look infinitely cooler than the thing they
Of course.
also bought, but act like they made. Xbox likes to
Yeah,
let
they
people
bought it.
think they bought Halo. They did
bought
not
it
make
from
Halo.
Bungie. Yes, they
Yes.
did not invent Halo. Correct.
Yes.
And here's like the other thing too. This is probably in production the same time the Halo show is in production, so they had to have brand integrity. Fuck you.
They don't care about brand
Get outta
integrity.
here
Look back
with
on Halo. Brand integrity could go get fucked in their opinion.
Yeah, brand integrity is just dead as far as they're concerned. Thank goodness we still have a good Doom game coming out this year, I hope.
But not just them. Valve also said no to a Half-Life episode.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, what the
You want to know what that screams to me? It might just be pipe dreaming, but that kind of screams that they don't want something being made for them that wouldn't follow a possible third game they might finally be fucking making.
Okay.
Because they did change the ending of Half-Life 2 and Half-Life Alyx, that VR game they put out.
Yeah.
So they
Maybe they're working on
Okay.
something. That's
Okay,
that's
that
kinda
might be
what I was
legit,
thinking,
man.
too.
yeah.
That might be legit.
But all right, speaking of other things that Microsoft bought, Notch has announced that he is making Minecraft 2. But it's not going to be called that because he can't call it that. He's making a spiritual successor to Minecraft.
Yeah, because he sold it off, right? He sold it to Microsoft.
Yeah, he sold off, I believe he sold off Mojang, the developer of the whole shit.
Yeah. I mean, he sold Mojang, yeah.
And then outbid, I want to say it was Jay-Z on a house in LA. I can't remember who it was, but it was a famous rapper, and I swear to God it was Jay-Z. Which, he's doing really well nowadays. But, so yeah, and like, I don't even know what that's going to be, but the guy made Minecraft the original, which fucking exploded, so...
I'm sure I'll have more pro gamer words in it.
I don't know. Is it going to be called... Oh, how am I going to do this? Dig build?
Or Dig Dug.
That's good, but it's
exactly what it is.
That's good, but it's taken.
Yeah, I know that was the point. I know.
Yeah.
I love Dig Dug, man. That's like the one of the few like classic games I'm like actually really good at. Then Galaga.
Yeah, we'll have the main character
That
of
man
the new,
is playing
of the
Galaga.
new, we'll have a main character of the new game he makes be called Jack Black. Probably build him.
Build them.
All right, so now
Probably build them.
the director of Black Myth Wukong has come out to confirm a thing they said forever ago, that it's not a PlayStation exclusivity that is keeping the thing off the console. It is the parity clause that Xbox has. The director has come out and said to confirm that the game isn't on Xbox due to the Xbox Series X shared 10 gigs of RAM. Which people who don't know, Baldur's Gate 3 took forever to get to Xbox because of the limitations of the Series X, where they had to literally cut out split screen multiplayer from the game to make the game work on the Series S. Which everyone's saying that Black Myth Wukong's developers are just bad at making video games. That's why they can't make it work fully.
No, Xbox is bad at making consoles.
No, Larian is very good at making video games, and they can't make it work. Now, keep in mind, Xbox made 2 consoles. They just made one about as powerful, if not less powerful, than the previous generation. To make it cheaper, and then make it so that you can't play half the games on it, and that most of the games aren't coming to Xbox because of that console.
Yep.
And then people bitch at PlayStation for money-hatting shit when it's realistically people hate developing for Xbox because they have to make it for a last-gen console that claims to be a new-gen console and a new-gen console.
I mean, they've been making that. They
PlayStation just have to make it with or without a disc drive. No, never. They've never turned down Spider-Man and then it went to PlayStation because they said, we need to focus on making our own IP. And then a year later, bought ZeniMax, the host company of Bethesda. And then said, exclusives will kill the gaming industry. We don't believe in them. And then bought Activision.
Mm-hmm.
And because of court and trying to make it so they can buy it, are now putting everything on the consoles. A, because of that, and B, because they don't sell where the fuck, because no one needs an Xbox!
Yep.
By their own admission, no one needs one.
Mm.
Good lord.
Like I said, maybe just Xbox is bad at making and distributing games.
But also,
and
this is an exact quote from another thing that we're going to add on to that. Journalists attending China Joy 2004 asked Game Science and S Games regarding PlayStation exclusivity for Black Myth Wukong and Phantom Blade Zero. According to the developers, they are working very closely with PlayStation. They also added that both Black Myth Wukong and Phantom Blade Zero are not exclusive to the PlayStation 5 with PlayStation, but they preferred PlayStation because game releases and sales on the Xbox are weak, therefore not a priority to them.
Yep.
I mean, doesn't that say it all, really?
Yes. And the guy from S Games specifically said no one needs this platform when talking about the Xbox.
How soon will it be before the Xbox brand is just completely dissolved? And it becomes Microsoft Games.
I don't think they'll ever do it because they're so fucking obsessed with that name when it should just be called Microsoft Games.
Yeah. But
it just should. But they're convinced that you need to call it Xbox, even though they're telling you anything is an Xbox, therefore nothing is an Xbox.
Then it's like, okay,
when everyone's
bye.
super. No one will be.
But no, I hard agree. Like, Xbox as a brand just doesn't make any fucking sense anymore.
Yeah. Game Pass is more of a brand than Xbox now.
It is, and it should be called Microsoft Game Pass. Because it's more popular on PCs, and you can carry it all over. Just call it Microsoft Game. It's literally marketing and trying to keep up whatever they think Xbox still means to them at this point. They can't even name their consoles in a sequential area.
No.
They fall over their asses in that whole thing.
They went from Xbox to Xbox 360 to Xbox One to Xbox Series. Like, it doesn't really make any sense.
Mike, I'm going to quiz you really quick. Why is it called the Xbox 360? Jonah, don't help him.
I couldn't even tell you.
Because it's revolutionary.
Oh.
Oh, it's
Why
that special red button.
Why? No other system crashed that hard. Why did they call the Xbox One the Xbox One?
Because you can do everything in one console.
Yep. TV.
Now, by the way, that then turned it so that they had to call the Xbox the original Xbox Classic, because when everybody said Xbox One, they didn't know if they were talking about the Xbox One or the original Xbox. Then they went to the oh dear Jesus. They went to the Xbox One S and the Xbox One S, which then when you were saying Xbox One X, you were basically saying Xbox.
Xbox.
Then they went to Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X, which resulted
Honestly,
in parent
so true.
Yeah, which
So
then
true.
resulted in parent marketing confusion to where the Xbox, dear Jesus, Xbox One S and Xbox One X sold off shelves because people were buying them, not knowing what they were buying their kid, thinking they were getting them the newer console, but they were buying them the older console because they didn't know the difference between Xbox One S and One X and the difference between Xbox Series X and Series X, and that one was cheaper, so they bought that one. Their sales spiked by 300% because of brand name confusion.
Dear Jesus.
Give PlayStation all of its whatever. They've called it the PlayStation for 5 console generations straight. They win by just not tripping over their own testicles. Give Nintendo all the credit. Every console's been named something else, but at least it made sense. Except for the Wii U. That was a bad decision. Because
And they
everyone
learned
thought,
from that.
yes, everyone thought it was a
Wii U.
peripheral for the Wii, and they learned afterwards because the Wii U essentially became the Switch. But okay, I have. Brianna almost popped the blood vessel. That was hard breath. Anyway, so I have a social media was a mistake, and
Oh, I do too.
oh yeah,
We're
send me that.
we're having dueling ones today. It's gonna be so
Can you
exciting.
Can you send that into the thing again so I have it
Sure.
ready?
Oh, sure.
So I have it ready up. Okay, so
Before we get into that, did you want to talk about the new
Oh!
league thing?
I mean we
the
could
trailer for
we could, but that is just it. The thing is that league thing is showing you what it just shows us what a bunch of the characters are going to look like, but that's also what they're going to look like as cinematics for the game. So I don't want to partially misconstrue people into thinking that was a Noxus trailer.
No, I mean it's very misleading. I mean it's definitely a proof of concept.
Yes, it is very cool that they have those people in there. I will admit that it is great, but I didn't get a chance to look at it a whole ton. And I want to know about those characters before I comment on them.
Well, all I'll say is that Mel Post Arcade is there, and also there's some dialogue at the end that kind of indicates that it's canon to Arcane.
Oh, they've
Interesting.
openly said that they're redoing the canon of League of Legends to match Arcane.
Yeah, well, this is, I think, one of the first times that it's been, like, official and, like, official media where it's been very clear.
Well, they haven't on that, but they've also been switching lines and character skins in the game with Arcane.
Yeah,
So
including that ridiculous Jinx skin that was, like, $400.
I will repeat, Riot makes perfect everything except their
League of
own
Legends.
fucking game. And paying their music performers. But anyway.
Oh, but fuck those guys, you know?
Yeah, fuck those guys that makes us a ton of money and do live performances. Okay, so
Oh, jeez.
who here has all watched Spy Family?
A little bit. My friend,
I
that is
have
his
not.
everything.
Okay, so
guys.
wait, it gets worse.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Guys. Let me guess, it gets worse.
No, it then cuts to the tweet that I loved, which was I have to switch the screen share, which what made me find this, which was this quote tweet. If it'll load, when it's gonna load. Is it loading? Why isn't it loading?
Well, that scares me what the tweet is.
No, it's not that bad. Trust me, it's not that bad. Why is it not? She's 6 has to be the most crazy defense I've ever seen.
Wow.
my god.
The guy literally defended. He said she's 5, and he said she's 6 and doesn't exist. So don't be mad at me. I'm gonna show you these again, so that you don't think I'm joking. Everyone who thought they were having a fever dream, this is the first one, 5, and his defense was she's 6 and she doesn't exist.
What are we doing?
Which then cuts to she's 6 has to be the most crazy defense I've ever seen.
Look, I'm all for like making fan art, but no. That's
Absolutely
not fan
not.
art. That is not
Can
what
you
that is.
Imagine going on Twitter, A, outing yourself as a pedophile, and then B, going, hey, I have standards. She's 6, not 5.
That is literally one of the most fucking insane things I have ever seen.
I couldn't believe I was actually seeing that when it came up on Twitter. I couldn't fucking believe it. With this guy's whole chest, he went, she's 6.
Wow.
Yeah, you gotta like link me that thing again because I have to send that to
God.
Gio because he's gonna
Why?
fucking flip his shit.
Why?
Don't, guys, give me up. Let me, yeah, I'll give you the link. Don't worry. But, yeah, Kiona, you sent me that?
Yes.
Okay.
In the zeroing out chat. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. I need to, for anyone who wants to see that, I just reposted it on my Twitter so that I can send it out later. I will make sure that I send you that. Okay. So Kiona just sent something we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Where is it?
Something I saw last night. It's from a few days ago.
Which one of these?
Just do the top one. I think
Top one?
It makes more. Yeah.
Okay.
It's more the direct thing. The other one is like a reaction to it.
All right. I'm going to let you talk this over then, because you are the one that sent this in.
So apparently now, according to a certain segment of the Final Fantasy VII fandom, quote unquote, apparently now it is racist to like Aerith, particularly Aerith. They say nothing about Zack or Cloud or Sephiroth, because guess what? They're all white. Or at least that's what it appears that they are. Now, Sephiroth could be an alien demon, whatever the hell, descended from like the cells of a monster from the cosmos. But and we don't know exactly, because guess what? The races of these characters has never been brought up in these games. Ever.
Never.
It's never been brought up. In the OG game, you're never told like Aerith is Caucasian. You're never told this. Anyway. Regardless of this, there's a certain segment of the fandom that says that Barrett and Tifa are both, obviously, they're environmental activists, if you will.
And also, Kiona, before I cut you off here,
Go ahead.
They're also both people of color. In my brain, does that mean that Tifa's Asian?
I don't know. See, okay, so in the story, this is what I read, okay? They're saying that Tifa is from that she's from a country that is sort of at war with Midgar, which is called Wutai, and Wutai is supposed to be, I guess, like an ostensibly an Asian country.
Makes sense.
Or at least it has like the customs and everything and the appearance of it. Now, it's never said that Wutai is a stand-in for any particular country like Japan or China or Korea or anything like that. So all of this is kind of like, it's kind of just people like thinking about it in terms of the real world, which we all know that Final Fantasy VII is not reality. The planet is Gaia. It's not Earth. So like, basically the crux of this is that Barrett and Tifa are both people of color. They're both environmental activists who do, they put in the work, so to speak, right? Of trying to take down Shinra, and including using violent means, including using bombs and stuff like that. However, we know from, in the remake, they make it clear. Now, in the OG game, you think it's the bomb that Avalanche sets. Avalanche is Barrett and Tifa's. Right? You thought it was based on a true story. I did too, Umbreon. I'm so shocked. Anyway, But no, I mean, I think that like, so in the original game, you think that the bomb that is set by Barrett and Barrett and Cloud and Jesse and Wedge and Biggs is the thing that blows up the reactor. In the remake, they make it clear that it is not. So it becomes this whole thing of like, Shinra knew what was happening. They basically did it to themselves to frame Avalanche and to make them look bad, which makes sense in the context of like an evil corporation would do such a thing.
Yeah.
Now, what they're saying is that Barrett and Tifa are both people of color, and so because they put in the actual work and all that stuff, so people should like them more. But instead, the white girl, quote unquote white girl, who has the magic rain, gets all the love, and they're like, oh, so that reflects reality here, which I think first of all is bullshit, because Aerith does not get so much love to begin with. Like, there's a big segment of the fandom that is all for Tifa instead of Aerith because Tifa has bigger tits. Let's not lie.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the reason.
You're not wrong.
Aerith does not have as big of boobies as Tifa does. Let's face it, that's why we all love Tifa back in the OG. It was because of her character design. It was because she had the booba. Okay? Yeah. Now, look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. You can love Tifa, whatever. But it's just that, like, I was somebody who switched allegiances, kind of, and I just kind of fell in love with Aerith because Aerith is she's basically the crux of the story besides Cloud.
For that exact same reason.
For that exact same reason.
The booba.
So, like, yes, exactly. So, I mean, I just think that now we're kind of getting into a ridiculous area, aren't we? I mean, we already have. Me, I am very much a Cloud loves Aerith, Aerith loves Cloud kind of guy. I also think Cloud loves Tifa. I think that Cloud pretty much loves everybody. Maybe not Barrett so much, but he does. In a way.
Also, where is Jessie in all this? Is she considered not white?
I don't know. Jessie's just ignored.
Jessie has the most white name out of all of them.
She does. Her name is Jessie Raspberry.
Yeah. Like, what are we? I don't think white when I hear the name Aerith. What are we?
Yeah, no.
She is, first of all, okay, now you can show the other one. Now you can show the other tweet, which was kind of a response to this one.
All right, let me take a second to get that one.
Because that brings up a really excellent point, which is the fact that Aerith is the last surviving member of a race of people, a people, basically, that were like the original denizens of Gaia that were called the Cetra, the Ancients. And the Cetra were basically wiped out in an act of genocide. And essentially, what Aerith becomes and what Aerith's mom becomes when she's alive is they are experimented on. Hojo is basically like a Nazi scientist. He's the guy that would experiment on people to essentially like extract their DNA so that he can use it to make super soldiers. That's basically what he wants to do because of their relationship with Gaia, with the earth, with nature. And so he kills Aerith's mom. She dies because of wounds that she suffers as after being experimented upon. And Aerith, of course, is somebody who dies because Sephiroth is a fucking jerk. Yes. As hot as he is, Sephiroth is still a jerk. He's a hot jerk, but he's still a jerk. Anyway, yeah, I mean, this comes from the hatred of a character. Because they say nothing about Cloud or Zack or Sephiroth, and they shouldn't say anything about them. Don't get me wrong, but like they will just hate on Aerith because she's not Tifa, and because they want their Tifa Cloud fantasies to come true for whatever reason. Now, I'm of the opinion, as much as I do love the Cloud and Aerith ship, I love that. I'm going to admit that freely. However, I also think Cloud loves Tifa as well, and I think Tifa loves Cloud, and I think Tifa and Aerith love each other as friends. They're very close.
I was just about to say that. Look, the real ones will be Tifa and Aerith. Like, if you want to see like some good shit,
dude. Do you see even in Rebirth when spoiler alert, when Aerith bites it, when she gets killed, Tifa's the one who's broken up more so than Cloud. Cloud just goes nuts. Tifa's the one who's sitting there and actually tries to live with it and actually tries to deal with the fact that they just lost one of their best friends. You know, Cloud just goes batshit insane. But as he's wont to do. I mean, Cloud, obviously, he suffers. I'm making a joke, but Cloud suffers from a lot of mental, illnesses and problems and stuff that he has to work through. And that's part of the game as well. But it's like, these people are the same ones that would cheer on Cody Christian when he gets nominated for an award, and yet when Brianna White gets an award or gets nominated for an award, they're like, I hope she loses. It's so self-defeating, and it's so weird that like these people are just like, I don't know. I'm really just kind of shocked at the fact that
because she's a female streamer, therefore she doesn't belong.
Yeah, exactly. She did a hell of a job voicing Aerith. I still think she was robbed at the Game Awards. I still think that was insane. She should have won that. And I don't know. It's so stupid. Yeah, it's just a very extreme opinion. And I where has this ever been mentioned other than in the fact that in the original game, because of the way that it was translated and everything, like we had a bad translation of what Aerith said, and we had a bad translation of Barrett as well. In my opinion, a bad translation because they made him just appear to be like a Mr. T trope, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
But like that's why in the remake, that's why I love the remake so much, is because they actually correct that, and because like you got a guy like John Eric Bentley who comes in there and just nails that role and does such a fantastic job with it. Makes me cry. Barrett makes me cry, and I never expected that to happen. Like when he's shouting for Marlene in that one scene in remake, I just replayed it, so like that's fresh in my mind. And like the first time I played that through, I was like, the dude's performance just it hit me, you know? So like, yeah. I don't know. Social media, what can I tell you? I'm sure that the tweet was taken down because obviously when the person quote tweeted it, they had to use like a screenshot or something, so I'm sure it was taken down at some point. But the original poster, I mean, but like, yeah, it's so crazy to me that like now it's like you're a racist if you love Aerith.
That is such fandom bullshit. Like that is so ridiculous.
Bullshitty. I can't
seeing
believe
the same.
it.
They're seeing the same thing with, and they won't pull up anything for it. It's with Caitlyn and Arcane.
Yeah,
they're pulling the same thing with her, calling her a racist. She's like, she only did the parts where the evil people were and warned everyone else to get out. Yeah, but she said she hit. Yeah, but she also went down there and gave up her seat so that they could have governmental power and they could be looked after. But she didn't. But she, like, you're just no.
But here's the thing: notice that they never call like Kate out, but they call like the character who's like biracial.
Yeah. Then they also call her Kane propaganda because V became
propaganda.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Well, to be fair, the original version of Vi in the game kinda is, which again, League is not a good game, but like Arcane, they make it clear that she's doing it to fight her sister. Like it's, they're like
I treat
two
Arcane
separate
very
characters.
differently.
And she regrets it instantly. And in League, she has literal deja vu and doesn't know who she is. She's also the younger sister in that and does not remember Jinx being around. In original League lore, she has deja vu and memory loss of any time with Jinx, just thinks that she's a criminal, and she is the younger sister.
Vi is the younger sister?
Yes.
I mean, here's the crazy thing. Like,
that's how much Arcane changed it.
Wow. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
a big change.
I mean, the original Vi and Caitlyn, I mean, let's be real. They're basically stripper cops.
Well, that's why where there's a point of where you make the character serious, but they have all these skins. If you take the skins out, they act like regular characters. Vi's look has never made fucking sense. She's a giant goth girl with
the fucking side skirt.
The side skirts make no goddamn sense. She's a giant brawler lesbian, but I'm also pretty. Like what are we? But yeah, it's weird.
I treat it as a very separate thing. Arcane and League are very separate to me.
As you should. But yeah, it's cool to see them bring stuff in. We're all like hear from people where it's like, the 4 seconds that it takes with whatever because his alt lasts 4 seconds, stuff like that, blah blah blah. Like that's actually cool where they bring in this stuff that isn't cringe inducing and fucking stupid into but anyway.
Yeah. I get you.
Mike, did you want to talk at all about the Academy, or are you good?
Yeah, let's bring that up because it's still kind of
I'm gonna let you take that over. So
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
let me find the article first.
I'm eager to hear this.
Do you still have
The problem is Sonic 3 is not eligible for a fucking Oscar, and it's bullshit, and I'm not taking it anymore. They put it in the same category as Madam Web, which is wrong!
I'm upset that Madam Web wasn't eligible for something, damn it.
I mean, at least Sonic 3 is a film.
Yes.
Where's my Craven the Hunter nomination for makeup or something?
Okay, so there are 323 feature films eligible for the upcoming Academy Awards. A whopping 36% of those are not eligible for consideration in the Best Picture category. So in this article, they list like all the movies that are eligible, and the ones that are in all caps are not. So first we have American Cats, The Good, the Bad, and the Cuddly. Americans with No Address.
Damn it, that would have won all the awards.
I get it. Sonic wasn't called American.
This is true.
Bad Boys, Ride or Die.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go through all of these, but some of these titles are like,
Boy
did
Kills
they ever
World
really have a
wasn't
chance?
nominated. Damn it. Anyway.
What else? Oh, the one that made me laugh was Zachary Levi's film Harold and the
I saw
Harold
that
and the Purple Crayon is not eligible.
You'll get him next time,
So
buddy.
sad. So sad.
Don't worry,
That's
Zachy.
just
You'll get him
unfortunate.
next time.
That's unfortunate.
So, in order to be eligible for consideration, Academy rules state feature films must open in a commercial motion picture theater in at least one of 6 U.S. metropolitan areas: L.A., New York, the Bay, Chicago, Miami, and Atlanta between January 1st, 2024 and December 31st, 2024, and complete a minimum qualifying run of 7 consecutive days in the same venue. Feature films must have a running time of more than 40 minutes. Sounds legit, right?
I'm not seeing why Sonic isn't in the Best Picture category. Why? What qualifies on all counts?
So here I will show you in the private chat the full eligibility rules.
This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. Oh my dear Jesus. Why is there so much? Why?
Yeah, this is why as prestigious as the Academy Awards can be, they throw a lot of BS.
You know what? Sonic doesn't need it. It's gonna win Best Picture at the Kids' Choice Award, and that's what I care about.
How in the hell? Yeah, exactly. How in the hell is Joker fully a dude? Like they can nominate that. That's
Well, it's eligible. It's not going to.
I don't know.
Like you can't do that
Best musical
for
/
Sonic
comedy.
or anything. Yeah, obviously.
Best musical / they're against furries. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Oh, no, not to get just political, but just 2 ones like, they should have got him. I guess that's so sad for the cast and crew of Reagan. And then, oh gosh darn, Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar.
I was gonna
Giver.
say Rebel Moon Part 2. Damn.
Such quality pieces of cinema. The Academy is just so blind to
That's
true
unfortunate.
filmmaker potential.
If they only would have knew, there's symbolism behind it. They just don't realize it.
Also, you know what's hilarious? I'm just noticing it now. The People's Joker is technically eligible for Best Picture, which is fucking hilarious.
That is actually awesome.
I don't think I know what that is.
Oh, so Mike, you want to give some context about the whole like controversy over that?
So the People's Joker is a 2022 American parody superhero film.
Did I mishear the year wrong?
There's a story.
There's a story.
That doesn't change the year.
Okay, so where do I begin?
Because it is quite a story.
So according to the director, a media conglomerate sent her an angry letter, misreported as cease and desist, pressuring to not screen shortly before the premiere at the Toronto Film Festival. Some media outlets assumed this to be Warner Discovery, the parent company of DC Comics, but neither of them confirmed this. Let's see. So the film has attempted to receive copyright exemption under fair use for being a parody, and a title card displayed before the film began stated any copyright or trademark infringement was not done intentionally, among other things.
I'm not seeing how this doesn't disqualify it again because it came out in 2022.
Because it didn't start screaming and get a theatrical release until 2024.
But that doesn't matter. Ones came out in the same year and started for the same thing. If I write a fucking angry letter to Keanu Reeves, will it then get a fucking Oscar nomination?
Oh, I'm just gonna post this actually in the Twitch chat if I can get the actual rate, just but why it's this film specifically. Well, I mean, think about the COVID delay films. Like, they are technically completed, but unless it actually premieres and is actually like readily like available, then technically it's still eligible. But yes,
yes, but film make year come out in no eligible. Film make bad year no good. Angry letter eligible. Explain me in caveman term. No make sense. Calendar not line up. Ugh, no feel good. Brain hurt. Stupid rule no make sense. What
this is the real goal of the People's Joker. It's to melt people's brains just by thinking about it.
This is so fucking stupid. Hey, you know what? That Roger Corman Fantastic Four film never replayed anywhere. So if we drop that fucker next year, can it magically get Oscar contention? Because
yes.
Do you automatically get in over films that came out the year of if yours was filmed in a different year and waited?
Well, I mean, most films are year before. I mean, it has to be the year it was originally theatrically released, I believe, are the rules.
Yeah, because there are some films that like open in film festivals in.
Yeah, and especially if like the Miyazaki films, like for Spirited Away, technically came out in 2001, but it didn't win the Oscar until 2003 because it didn't receive an American theatrical release until 2002.
Yeah, but it wasn't as good as The People's Joker, so it shouldn't have been qualified.
But the thing I love about The People's Jokers, it's like so like obviously like copying like Brandon Rogers like style of videos. It's like not straight up copying, but it's like definitely like the same vibe.
Film come out this year. Award this year. Film come out this year. Award this year. No.
But can't you see this is clearly a Best Picture winner?
Logic.
Clearly.
Window.
But I do have a real Best Picture window. Obviously, I can't like share this with copyrighted music, but and this, of course, this happened in New York. Like I'm pretty sure I know which movie theater it happened at. There was like the whole like a live, Rocky Horror Picture Show-esque screening of like Wicked with like, if I'm gonna actually just put it in the DMs. Where the hell did I put this? Ha 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 ha! I'm smart. I am very smart, and I totally know what I'm doing. Ha ha! Copy a link. Boop ba doop ba doop ba doop into the private chat. This is like legitimately amazing. This might be the only way
that is
Brock
good.
experiences Wicked. Oh, it gets better.
Good God.
You have to watch the whole thing through because it keeps getting better and better. Like the Dr. Dillerman shit had me on the floor, and then there's a part where certain Avenger-esque cameos happen in Wicked the movie, and they make an appearance here.
I don't know if I want to spend the entire quantity of a podcast sitting here watching a video that we can't show. Okay, that's dear God. Okay, that's enough of that. That's more than enough of that.
The moral of the story is award season is it's gonna be a long one, folks.
When Sonic 3 be nominated for Best Animated Film, though?
I think the moral of the story is don't snort a lot of cocaine before going to see Wicked in the theater.
That too.
Yeah, no, but it's if you don't do like cocaine and poppers and seeing Wicked, are you truly even living?
No, you're right.
Heiser's got a good point here.
Honestly, I love Wicked as a fandom because the beautiful thing about it is most people who grew up with Wicked are now in their 30s and aren't like as terminally online, so there's a lot less bullshit.
That's a good thing.
How can you prove that everything else in Sonic isn't digitally created?
Yeah, how can you? Like,
That
Sonic
whole
could
movie's
be
animated.
real. Don't you believe in Sonic?
That whole movie's animated, just like Lion King. Everything in it's fake, including Dave. I almost said John Marston. What's
James
his name?
Marston.
James Marston. Jim Carrey. Both of them. They're all animated. You don't know that.
I think that Wicked thing just broke my brain. It's been a long day.
And I'm pretty sure it might be the AMC Century City or the Regal Theater, because I recognize the outside. I'm like, I've definitely walked past that theater.
Anyway.
I think my brain is dead.
I think that is enough for tonight. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You need escape? So do we.
Free.
I'm at crazylemur.bsky social. I believe Lemur's Rule 1 on Instagram. I will remember it one day. And if you want to hire me for editing, just hit me up. Your local favorite crazy internet person who will very much annoy you all the time.
Kiona.
Oh, guys, you can find me on Twitter at Neoplasmic24, also Instagram and Threads at Neoplasmic81. I've done this 3 times today, that's why I'm very tired. Okay, and also on Blue Sky and Twitch at Neoplasmic. On Spotify, I am on my good buddy Paul's podcast. 2 of them. One of them is called Lost with Friends. We had to go back. That's a Lost Rewatch podcast. One of them is called Buffy Verse and Converse. That is a Buffy and Angel podcast where we rewatch both of those series and talk about them with new fans and people like me who have seen it multiple times. And also, the Meltdown with Neoplasmic is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you guys are interested in that, it's a one-on-one interview show where I talk about life and trials and tribulations and mental health and spicy talk, all that good stuff. Yeah. So please enjoy.
Absolutely. And you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. Unless you're into some cosplay stuff, then you can follow me on my Instagram. Until next time, we will see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.